Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal and welcome to Matchday 2 of the Liga season, where following our impressive victory over Real Sociedad last Sunday, we will now be taking on Athletic Club at San Mamés for Matchday 2 for what should be another really good game. Again, a difficult test for Barcelona. It is a tricky start to the season, but this should be a good one. So let's get started. And this one will be coming to us live from San Mamés, the famous home ground of Athletic Club. Of course, we have visited this ground over many years now, and it is always a really good occasion playing Athletic at San Mamés especially. And of course, we have also had some really tough encounters over the years. We know this is going to be a hard game, and actually it's going to be played very late on Saturday night, so watch out for this one, guys. 10 p.m. local time in Spain, that's 9 p.m. over here in England, so watch out in terms of the timings around the world so you don't miss this one. And of course, that also does mean that this will be quite a late review on the channel, so maybe you'll be, staying up late to watch it, or that you'll watch it the next morning. Whatever is the case, we will be here after the game with the review. And it is also worth mentioning, of course, that there will be some home fans in the ground tomorrow for Athletic, and we do know that Athletic, they do use their supporters a lot, so that is going to be really important, and it could be a big part of the game. So let's actually begin with Athletic here, whilst we're on the topic, and of course we do know a lot about them. We did actually play Athletic 4 times last season, that's twice in the league, and then both in the Super Cup and the Copa del Rey final. So of course, Ronald Koeman, I feel like he as coach, he knows how to deal with Athletic Club. We've played them a lot of times now. We know it's a hard game, but we are well accustomed to playing this sort of side, despite the fact that they did change their coach midway last season. So of course, they will have Marcelino again in this season as the new manager. They have decided to stick with Marcelino for this season, but I feel as if we know what to expect. Athletic, of course, with their transfer policy of only signing Basque players, they usually, if they bring new additions, it's only really from the academy, so their side hasn't really changed an awful amount from last season. And in the La Liga opener, which was actually on Monday night, they drew 0-0 away to Elche, so not a very inspiring performance. But what we did see there from Marcelino's side was the typical 4-4-2. We saw some of the usual men out there. However, we saw some new guys on the pitch. Athletic should be using some new young players for this game. New goalkeeper, Aguirre Zabala, played in goal, which was an interesting shout. And actually, Iñaki Williams' younger brother, Nico Williams, came off the bench in that game. So whilst, yes, expect a similar Athletic to last season in their 4-4-2 under Marcelino, hard to break down, playing all together, trying to hit Barcelona when they can from set pieces or counter-attacks, also look out for some of the new players. But of course, Ronald Koeman and Barcelona will also know who the danger men really are for Athletic. I think you look on the wings, Berenguer, Iker Muniain, those are two really dangerous players who can cause any team issues. Then you've also, of course, got Iñaki Williams up front, who I think we know, guys, that's going to be hard to deal with. Williams up against our defenders, you'd expect it'll be Eric Garcia and Gerard Piqué, so we got to watch out for Williams' pace. But as mentioned, Athletic, they play as a team, they're not really individuals, but we do know if we play our best football, we can cause them damage. So then, let's actually move on now swiftly to Barcelona. As mentioned, look guys, we all know it's a hard test, it is a hard game, but I think playing away to Athletic Club, it is always tricky, it's always a really hard fixture each and every year round. We don't usually demolish Athletic away from home. There's usually only really one goal in it if we are to get the victory on the night. And actually, I think if you look at our start to the season as a whole, it isn't exactly plain sailing, is it? If you look at our fixture list, and of course the fact that we played Real Sociedad last weekend, we haven't exactly got an easy start. But having said that, if we are to pick up victories in these sorts of games, we are going to be putting ourselves in a really strong position as the season progresses. And I think, as always, guys, when we are playing against Athletic Club, probably even more so away from home, we know what we're going to have to do, guys. We are going to have to be inventive, we're going to have to be quick, we're going to have to be innovative, because we have got to get in behind their defence, we have got to create chances, and we have got to put pressure on them. We can't let Athletic play their game and dominate us and sit in their wall, and we can't, not give them anything to worry about. We've got to be physical there. And we've got to make sure that we are putting them under sufficient pressure, because if not, guys, Athletic will enjoy that. They'll enjoy being able to sit in and, get about us in midfield and be rough and be tough and have their fans behind them and get balls in behind to Iñaki Williams' pace, which, as we mentioned, could be key for them up against Piqué and Eric Garcia. So, as I say, from our point of view, we want to play our game again. I think against Real Sociedad, we were pretty good, I thought, all round. We're going to be dominating games, suffocating the opponent, and I think players like Eric Garcia are going to be absolutely key for that, pressing the opponent high up and winning the ball back, and that's going to be key for this one. The pressing from the front, the structure as a team is going to be absolutely imperative. And I think it's also going to be really relevant here in this match preview to actually take a look at some of the things that Ronald Koeman spoke about in his press conference today. He did actually mention quite a few interesting topics, starting with Martin Braithwaite. What Ronald Koeman said is that, look, the club are pretty much open to offers for Braithwaite, as they are for a lot of players, but that he wants Braithwaite to stay. And as you'd expect, guys, Braithwaite probably will be staying from now to the end of a window. He's starting now for Barcelona. He scored 2 goals and got 1 assist on matchday 1, so I would indeed expect him to play. Koeman did actually have some really interesting words to say about Alex Moriba, which I thought were really relevant for this video, certainly, and for this match preview. He spoke about Alex and kind of said that he's almost disappointed in Alex and his agents in the fact that, well, money isn't really that important at that age. You should want to play, and of course, it's kind of similar to what we've been saying in previous videos. Alex Moriba had a great chance at Barcelona this season, in my opinion, to become a really, really important player. Koeman clearly trusts him, he plays him in big games, gives him a lot of minutes, and it is just a little bit sad and disappointing to see the way that Alex and his agents clearly do want a bit too much money in our financial situation. So look, right now that situation doesn't look like it's going to be resolved, and I think Koeman had some really fair words to say on that one. On to Felipe Coutinho, who actually won't be fit for this game, guys. He's probably going to only be able to be in the squad list for next week against Getafe, but for now, no Coutinho for this one. Koeman did say, however, that he does count on Coutinho for this season, and that he does expect a lot from him, so I think Coutinho clearly, we even saw that at the start of last season, he is a player who Koeman does like. Another midfielder, Pedri, is a player who of course got brought up, and actually interestingly enough, guys, it looks like Pedri is finally going to be getting some rest. After this game, there's been some talk of a 2-week break there. Luis Enrique, the Spain coach, and Ronald Koeman both agreed that Pedri can do with some rest, so he probably won't be playing there, or he definitely won't be playing against Getafe next week. He will be playing against Athletic tomorrow, and then he even won't be going with Luis Enrique's squad with Spain for the World Cup qualifiers. And actually taking a look at that squad list as a whole that Ronald Koeman chose, you know, of course there are indeed some interesting players who've been left out again. You've got Ter Stegen and Ansu Fati who are still injured. We're hearing that Ter Stegen, along with Mingueza actually, and Coutinho, will be back in the squad list for Getafe, but of course Ansu Fati is going to have to wait, you know, probably a month longer, I'd say. Then you've also got the likes of Pjanic, you've got Umtiti there too, Alex Collado. Again, they are not included in the squad, and it does look like the club, or Ronald Koeman certainly, want to get them out. So how could Barcelona line up for this clash? I think this is what we'd expect, guys. It's the exact same lineup that we played against Real Sociedad on Matchday 1. Neto in goal. When Ter Stegen comes back next week, let's see if he plays. Maybe Koeman will wait a week longer, but of course, we do have full trust in Neto in goal there, that's for sure. Right back, I think, will be Dest. Left back will be Jordi Alba. In the heart of defence, I think we all expected Araujo to be playing at the start of the season, but I don't imagine that Koeman will be mixing this one up last minute now. I think that it worked really well last game, so let's keep Eric Garcia and Piqué back there. In midfield, you would expect Busquets, De Jong and Pedri. I don't think Koeman has many midfielders other than those three who we really trust right now, and that is why Alex Moriba could have had such a huge role in the team this season, in my opinion. And then up front, of course, there were loads of rumours as to whether, you know, Demid was going to start last week, but it does look like now this will be our front three for the short term, at least until Ansu Fati returns. Griezmann on the right, Braithwaite on the left, you'd imagine for now, and then Memphis through the middle, of course, that front three. It can interchange, but again, we're looking for the pressing from the front, the magic from those guys. I think Memphis in particular, we need another big game from him. Can Griezmann pop up with a goal too, an important one, in an away ground like this? Let's see. And then to wrap up the match preview, of course, let's end with my score prediction. I'm going to go for Athletic Club 0, Barcelona 1. A narrow victory for Barcelona. I am expecting a tough game, as I've said right throughout the preview. I think it should be a difficult test for Barcelona, I really do, but we've got to see the performance. I think it was really good the way we started last time. We've got to keep going, guys. You know, this cannot be a one-game thing. If we want to be doing something serious this season, we've got to be consistent, and these two games that start here, they are proper tests, but if we get a win here, that is absolutely huge. So let's see how we do, guys. Leave any of your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be getting back to as many of you as I can. Until then, hopefully you enjoyed the video, enjoy the game, and goodbye.